Madam President.
Senator Bass Knight, for what purpose do you rise?
Point of personal privilege, out of order.
The senator has the floor for a point of personal privilege.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the Senate, and guests. I stand today to speak briefly in giving thanks to the descendants of the Wright brothers and the descendants of the families that witnessed the flight and gave assistance to the two brothers that came from Ohio. I thank you for being here and for coming from places of great distance. But without you, flight would not be recognized today. Without your families, the realization that man could do more than even dream in that era of our history and our time. And for it to occur in North Carolina, and in the district that I represent, and that some of it were to happen through my family, indirectly so, that my aunt married Adam Etheridge some years ago, and it was Adam's grandfather, father, who was there on that day to witness the flight. That part of my family is so important to me, as each and every part of your family is as well. And they've come from long distances today. And I know Aunt Milrow and Uncle Adam would be awfully proud. On the Daniels side, much of the Daniels family is here as well. And the person who took the picture, John T. Daniels, and his family is here. And just try to place yourself in the shoes of a photographer on the Outer Banks in 1903 on a windy, cold day. And be the person who took that picture. Or to be of any of the members of the families that are here today, to be a part of that proud moment of history. Be the Tate family that first saw the Wright brothers when they came ashore to Kitty Hawk and gave them friendship and allowed them to pitch a tent in their yard. North Carolina knows no strangers. It welcomes all guests. And these were two very special people. For the North Carolina Senate and the North Carolina House and our governor and our lieutenant governor and our council of state to be here today to recognize that proud moment of history is very special to each and every one of us. So welcome, very special family and guests and friends. I didn't particularly want us to have to labor through part of the responsibilities of our Senate in doing our daily business in front of you, so that's why I take a little time. And now I'm going to ask my good friend from Cumberland County to make a motion to place before the Senate members and our guests a very special resolution, one of the most important resolutions this Senate will act on this year.
Senator Rand, to make a motion.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd move that Senate Joint Resolution 1027 honoring the Wright Brothers Aviation Centennial Year be brought before us for immediate consideration. And I'd ask you wanted to read it. Ask the reading clerk to read it in its entirety, please, ma'am.
Senator Rand, just a question from the chair. Right, do you want to do it now before the House members come?
Well, it depends on whether they're coming.
They're waiting for us to announce them in.
Bring them on.
Thank you. That would be my advice in the middle of a budget.
Madam President, it's ordered that a message be sent to your honorable body with the information that pursuant to Senate Joint Resolution 1026, a joint resolution providing that the 2003 General Assembly shall meet in joint session to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Orville and Wilbur Wright's first flight and inviting His Excellency Governor Michael F. Easley. The House stands ready to repair to the hall of the Senate, there to sit in joint session with your honorable body. Respectfully, Denise Weeks, Principal Clerk of the House.
The President will recognize the Sergeant at Arms of the North Carolina Senate.
Madam President, the House and its officers await interest at the door.
The chair directs the Sergeant at Arms to admit the members of the North Carolina House of Representatives and their officers and to seat that honorable body. Members of the Senate will stand. Guests in the gallery will stand.
a nut. He's a nut and an extremist. You don't want him sitting there. Come on, Rose.
State and the governor's cabinet await entrance to the chamber.
The chair orders the Sergeant-at-Arms to escort the Council of State and the governor's cabinet to their respective seats.
Madam President,
The Sergeant-at-Arms is recognized.
Mr. Darrell Collins, historian, Wright Brothers National Memorial, is at the door and awaits entrance to the chamber.
The Sergeant-at-Arms of the House and the Senate will escort Mr. Collins into the Senate chamber.
Madam President,
The Sergeant-at-Arms is recognized.
the Honorable Michael F. Easley, the governor of the great state of North Carolina, is at the door and awaits your pleasure.
The Sergeant-at-Arms of the House and the Senate will escort His Excellency, the Governor of North Carolina, into the Senate chamber. The Governor of North Carolina, the Honorable Michael F. Easley, has the floor of the Senate, and we wait your presentation. Members and guests in the gallery may be seated.
Lieutenant Governor Perdue, Senator Bass Knight, Speaker Morgan, Speaker Black, Council of State, members of the Cabinet, Dare County Commissioners, it is my privilege to introduce to you today Mr. Darrell Collins, a native of North Carolina's Outer Banks who lives in Manio on Roanoke Island. His family has lived on the Outer Banks for 141 years. His grandmother's parents were members of the Black Freedmen colony that settled on Roanoke Island during the Civil War. Darrell's mother, Darrell Collins, and wife, Tanya Collins, are here today, and I thank you for being here with us. Darrell is a 25-year veteran of the National Park Service, working in the Division of Interpretation and Education, and is the historian at the Wright Brothers National Memorial. He ranks as one of the top 5 historians in the world on the subjects of early aviation and the Wright brothers' first flight. For the last 15 years, Darrell has been on the aviation and aerospace lecture circuit. His speaking engagements include the Aero Club of Washington, the National Air Transportation 50th Anniversary, the Aerospace Industries of America, Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association. He is a regular speaker at the Speaker Showcase Series at the Oshkosh Fly-In Convention, the Australian International Air Show Down Under, and for many other aviation aerospace themed events and organizations. He is the author of numerous articles and serves as consulting editor for playwrights and authors on aviation history and the Wright brothers' first flight. A 1973 graduate of Manteo High School, Darrell Collins holds a BS degree in geology and a minor in history from Elizabeth City State University. So Darrell, I'd ask you to come forward because today I am honored and proud to be able to honor you with the Order of the Long Leaf Pine for your outstanding service to the state of North Carolina. And I will read part of this and ask you to join with me in part of this. Reposing special confidence in the integrity, learning, and zeal of Darrell Collins, I do by these presents confer the Order of the Long Leaf Pine with the rank of Ambassador Extraordinary, privilege to enjoy full all rights granted to members of this exalted order, among which it is the special privilege to propose the following North Carolina Toast and Select Company anywhere in the free world. I'll ask you to join with me. Here's to the land of the long leaf pine, the summer land where the sun doth shine, where the weak grow strong and the strong grow great. Here's to down home, the old North State. Congratulations. Thank you.
And now, Mr. Collins, we await your performance and thank you for the wonderful representation of North Carolina you've given to the world.
Thank you, ma'am.